the brilliant Atul Kochhar. So on the menu today, I mentioned the ginger.
You did.
There's
You've done the job.
Of ginger here. So what's the dish called?
Well, it's originally called Murg Adraki.
Yeah.
But what I have done, James...
Does that translate to much, or what?
Translates to chicken flavoured with ginger.
Right. Okay.
Originally, it used to be a curry.
Yeah.
But what I have taken, instead of taking it just simple curry, I've taken it from north to south of India.
Right.
So I've used the influences from both the countries. And I've cut instead of just making with chicken supreme or chicken thighs,
Yeah.
I've made a roulade out of it.
Okay.
So I got mince and I got 2 breasts here.
I won't go
So
through
I'll
all
take
the ingredients
mince
at this stage, otherwise that'll take 8 minutes. But
Okay, I got salt,
Yeah.
chicken mince, pepper, and I got ginger, of
Yep.
course.
Ginger.
Sorry.
This is some of the diced ginger.
Diced ginger and a pinch of garam masala that goes in.
Yeah.
And I got some chili, red chili and spring onion, which goes in the mince.
Right.
That should do.
So it's almost like a little stuffing filling. That's what you're
It's a
looking for.
filling, yeah, absolutely. And then I'll make a roulade out of it and poach it in chicken stock.
Yeah.
And then we'll sear the stock. And when the ginger you're slicing for me, that'll be for the chutney,
Right.
which is from South India, from Kerala. They call it Inzi chutney.
Inzi chutney.
Inzi chutney. I
Right.
need to bat this first. Where is it? Here is the mallet.
Yeah. And what would be this
Flathead.
traditionally served with? Vegetarian dishes, or what would be the
What, the
base of
chutney?
this? Yeah.
The chutney would be...
Just a chutney.
It would be just a ginger chutney, and it could be served with a snack or even a meat course.
Right.
But this one I've made one chutney and another caramelized onion ginger
Yeah.
sauce.
Because this seems to me, you take influences, and when you go to your restaurants and stuff, you take influences from not just the north but the south, and there's so many different influences to take from, isn't there, really? And different regions in India.
That's right. There are so many regions, and that's the beauty of it, that you can actually make the fusion of Indian food itself. And then living in UK, I'm quite spoiled with the products and the ingredients. So
Yeah.
I just use all of it. So my food really is kind of British Indian fusion.
But it is kind of, that fusion that takes place in India. They've got all the different spices, not just from India, but from all over the world as well.
James, the fusion has always taken place in India for a very long time, historically, because India has always used flavors which have been thrown through the different invasions and trade.
Yeah.
So we have had Mughal and Turks, English, Portuguese, Dutch.
Yeah.
So different people have come through, and they have brought in so many things.
So what are we doing here then?
So here I've just made a kind of a sausage, so to speak,
Yeah.
and you can tie it so that it doesn't come out. Come
Do you ever
out.
cook with
Yep.
tea?
Sorry?
Do you ever cook with tea?
Have I ever cooked with tea? Yes, I have.
So there are Indian recipes with tea, because there's a lot of tea in India, isn't there? And I've only ever heard of a tea, a Yorkshire tea cake.
Tea smoking. You can smoke.
Actually,
Yeah.
Which is good.
It's not Indian, but something slightly far away from India. Not very far away, but just by the borders of India. From Burma. They use fermented tea leaves,
Yeah.
which are fermented for a good 8-9 months, and then it's made into a salad with fresh tomatoes and cucumbers. So yes, tea is actually used in food quite a lot.
And
So
does that
these two
taste
go
good?
for poaching,
Yeah.
and I'll have
Doesn't sound nice.
the ginger, sliced ginger,
Yeah. Sliced ginger I've got.
and I also need the onion to be chopped, chef.
Chopped onions done, chef.
Wow, you are quicker.
There you go. Quicker than I was in rehearsal anyway. Next, tomatoes I'm chopping up
Tomatoes
as well.
you're chopping. I need
Yeah.
a little more oil here before
Yeah. There's a sink in the back there if you need to wash your hands.
I will wash my hands
you go.
immediately. I'm sorry.
So the chicken's gone straight into the... that's just chicken stock you've got in there.
That's the chicken stock. So
Yeah.
it'll poach for a good about 30 odd minutes it'll take.
Yeah.
And for my chutney, I have some cumin and sesame seeds.
Yeah.
The oil should be hot. As it crackles, just add the cumin seeds and mustard seeds. Sorry, sesame seeds, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
And all the sliced ginger goes in. And also a little bit of red chili powder. Oops, sorry.
Yeah. Most of it
Sorry.
on the oven.
No, it's not. You don't need that much. Right, for...
So that's
For
the
the
ginger
caramelised.
chutney, yeah?
That's for the ginger chutney. And
Yeah.
for the caramelized onion and ginger,
Yeah.
cumin and ginger goes in. And as it crackles...
Now, if you were
all
to
the
serve this
onion.
instead of doing the chicken and stuff, this would be pretty good with game, this.
This will be amazing with game.
Yep.
I would use it
Pheasants
with
and stuff.
pigeon, pheasant, some pepper,
Right. And a lot of onions in Indian cooking. That's one thing that I did notice when.
I think
when you go to
onion
India.
has become base for our cooking. So what I do, James, normally I would just put a piece of paper on top. Can you cut it into a disc for me, chef?
Yep.
Here is the scissor. Need a hole in between. Oh, there you go.
Done. Next.
Okay, you have this one meanwhile here.
Yeah. So you cook that ginger for how long? You cook it in the oven?
This cooks for 45 minutes
Right.
on top of the stove,
Okay. And we end up with that.
and you end up with that. Yes.
You want to take the chili out, and then we're just going to blend that, yeah?
Sorry?
We just take the chili out and blend it.
That's right, chef.
Okay.
So I'll add the spices here: turmeric, red chili, and coriander powder. That goes
Yeah.
in. And I'll borrow your knife for a minute.
Yeah. Now, what about the spices that you buy? You know, the
Chili?
pots of little spices? They always have a shelf life, and always people seem to have them on their shelves, and when the label discolours, because it's been there since 1972.
Or 64 maybe.
Yeah, well, they wonder what the flavour is. Any advice with those spices when you open them? Would you...
I
Shelf
always
life?
recommend, James, that not to keep spices more than, powdered spices especially, for more than 3 months.
Right.
So I think I'll swap this. This will, again, cook and caramelizes for a good 30-odd minutes.
Right, in here,
Just like that.
palm sugar.
Palm sugar and tamarind.
You mentioned 3 months. There's going to be a lot of people going around their cupboards turfing out spices.
Me included.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the whole spices you should not keep more than a year, in my opinion.
Right. Right, we're going to blend that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And that's got the palm sugar and the tamarind in, yeah?
Perfect.
That's that one. We need this blender to do the other one. And don't forget all today's food recipes, including this one from Atul, are on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. And you can find dishes from our previous shows at bbc.co.uk/recipes. Right, I've got that.
That's done. You got a bowl here.
Yeah. That's that one. You don't need to put any salt and pepper in there or nothing, no.
You can taste it, chef. I think it's all right.
Right, I'll do that in a sec. So that's the chutney for that one.
That's nearly all ginger, is it?
It's more or less, yeah. You've got
The
the tamarind.
Victorians had a lot of ginger, didn't they? They used to have ginger pots.
What is
Ginger,
that?
ginger pots.
Ginger pots on the mantelpieces. So was there a lot of ginger in Victorian cooking? You don't know, do you?
That's when they started making ginger
That's
beer,
a
wasn't
question
it?
that
It
needs
was
to ask me in
ginger
the show, you
lemonade
see.
and things, yeah.
So where did Victorians get their ginger from?
I don't know.
We've got the answer.
You got the answer. Right, what am I doing with this? Am I
Okay.
blending that one?
Blending this one as well, chef. Thank you.
Right. Okay. This gets blended with what?
Just with a little bit of chicken stock here.
Right. Don't you finish this off with some spices, this one?
I had added powdered spices in that, which
Right.
was red chili, turmeric, and coriander.
Right. But what's that? What's that stuff there?
That's asafoetida. That's also called hing in Hindi. So once the chicken is...
Hing?
Hing. Hing is a Hindi word.
Devil's dung, I've heard it's called as well on my
Devil's
travels.
dung.
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of Indians actually don't eat ginger and garlic. Will you believe it? So for them, that's very important.
Yeah.
It's
I
nutritionally
believe it in your
important.
house, there ain't much of it left.
Yeah, because I use it all. That's true. So you just color the chicken from all the sides.
Right. So that's this one. You got it nice and... So these are the two chutneys that we've ended up with.
That's it. It's all done. As soon as I'm done with this, I have to season this chutney with the red chili, mustard seed, and curry leaves.
All right, that's this one. You're gonna
Yeah.
Right. So that one and this one.
I confused the last today, didn't I?
Confusing me, but yeah.
I'm sorry, chef.
There you go. But I suppose you can make those. You could make those and literally just pop them in the fridge.
Absolutely.
As and when you want them, poach them when you need them. Yeah?
Chutney is an Indian word, isn't it?
It is indeed.
What would it be in English? Jam?
Chutney.
No, but what is
Chutney. That's what it is.
chutney? Chutney.
All right.
Well, what would you call it? What is it? It paste to jam?
Hing goes past.
I
Mustard
wasn't expecting that from you. Bit of comedy.
Well, Vic is on the show. That goes in straight. Sorry, chef.
What are you doing there?
I'm sorry. Just tempering.
Tempering?
All the spices are mixed in. So mustard
Right.
seed, curry leaf, and red chili. Done.
Should we get it on the
And
plate?
here we are. Absolutely, chef.
Because something for the weekend will be on in a minute.
Okay, I'll try my best before then.
Right.
Just 3 cylinders.
Right, you got that?
It smells
I can
incredible.
smell it, yeah. It's drifting over
Yeah.
there.
And that bit of chutney.
Chutney?
Here we
And
go.
another bit of chutney.
Another bit of chutney.
Is that it? That's all you're using after all that ginger I've chopped?
Well, we can use it for tomorrow, chef.
All right.
There we go. And then some shisho.
So tell
and
us what it's
some-
called again.
It's called Murg Adraki or ginger chicken curry.
That's what it's called.
It's another sensational dish from the king of spice, and it's another gauntlet laid down for wine. Now, with this amazing chicken, you could go for a soft, juicy red, but to my mind, it really has to be a white because of that ginger and the chilli. Now, Atul must get really bored of having Pinot Gris and Riesling recommended for his food, but these really are the great varieties that work best with his unique brand of scented but subtly spiced cuisine. And in that context, a wonderful wine to go for is the Viña Reserva Riesling from Chile. But to my mind, by far and away, the best wine for this dish is the quite wonderful Cave de Turckheim Pinot Gris from Alsace in France. Pinot Grigio and Pinot Gris are the same grape variety, but Pinot Gris is made in a lusher, richer style, which is why it works so well to offset the heat and flavour intensity of spicy dishes like Atul's. Now this one smells wonderfully of honey and ginger, which will complement the flavours in this dish beautifully. And you definitely do get that succulence and richness to work with the chicken and the chilli and the chutney. But underneath it all is a real refreshing acidity which will help refresh and cleanse the palate between mouthfuls. So Atul, you must know your Pinot Gris pretty well, but here is a great value version to enjoy with your beautiful ginger chicken.